Merry Meet, Annie here. This is a video response to Rob. And I've forgotten your current channel, Rob. Sorry. I'll put the link below. He was talking about who assists us in casting our circle in the way of entities. And he put a question on his video for us. A question I want to ask of all my Wiccan and witchy friends who cast circles and call upon beings to do so. Do you simply call them to create your circles? And that's it? Or do you also try to build relationships with them? Make offerings to them? And he wanted a video response. I don't actually, and this is from my Wiccan practice, I don't actually call anyone to me to create my circle. My perspective, from my own Wiccan perspective, is the circle comes from me. I am the one that declares it. However, the first thing I do when I have declared my circle, before I invite my gods to join me, is I invite my guardians to attend my circle. I just did a video recently on the Flow of the Right series where I discussed guardians. So this was interesting that it was happening about the same time, I think, that Rob was recording his video. So the question is, do I have a relationship with them? Yeah. It's a relationship at the level of heart and soul and energy. And in fact, without that relationship, I wouldn't consider calling them to my circle. I wouldn't consider calling anything to my circle personally that I don't have a relationship with. Calling something to the circle that I don't have an intimate relationship with means to me that I would have to be aware and in control of that energy or entity that I invited. And that's not what it is like to me. That feels old school ceremonial magic to me. You invite anything you want and then control it in your environment. I don't bring anything into my environment that has to be controlled. They are complementary to what I am doing. My relationship to the guardians of the quarters is at the soul level, at my level of spiritual practice. They are my spiritual allies. I came to know each one through my study of the elements and elemental energy, and coming to an appreciation of what the wisdom of each of the elements was. That, as I mentioned in my Flow of the Right series, that sense of who they are at the level of wisdom, where they know who they are individually and purely as the element they represent, but they also know what they are in relation to the other elements, to me, and to the gods. They are very real to me. They are sentient beings that exist in reality to me. They don't come into my circle. They stand just outside my circle. And whether my brain has convinced me they are spiritual beings, and they are indeed perhaps aspects of my own greater wisdom, what I am at my best, whether they are reflections of the gods that I worship, or whether they are, as they feel to me, very distinct beings, they are equally as powerful to me. I don't make offerings particularly to them, Rob. And the reason I don't is they don't really want them. The only offering they want, in fact, they demand it or they will abandon me, is they want me to be doing the work that I do, the spiritual work that I do, in alignment with my higher, greater will and alignment with my gods. That is the offering they expect of me. The offering I make to them is the honesty and the integrity within which I do the work that I do, especially since I am an elemental witch. All of my prayers and spell work and magic is done at that level. The offering they expect is my considered, even, devotional attention to each of the elements. So they don't require a specific offering that I make to them other than my conformity to my highest and best self. Because if I am offering them that, that is what I am offering the gods. The gods they adore as much as I do. I don't really call any other entities into circle. I do invite the god and goddess. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you were thinking of. I think you were thinking of in addition to that. I also invite matrons or patrons that I'm working with at any given time, and always including Hestia in that. Some of the matrons and patrons I work with do ask for offerings. Some of them are offerings that have been historically offered to them. Some of them are ones that just made themselves clear to me the more I came to know and appreciate them. The gods and goddesses I work with outside of the god and the goddess of Wicca, I don't worship historically. I worship them as what they have come to mean for me. So some of them, I might do something that was historically correct, but for others, it's just what feels right to offer to them. Small gifts, offerings of incense, of clear water, flowers, pine cones. I'm thinking of all the things that just feel at different times like they need to be made as an offering. In general, though, I tend to form alliances, relationships with entities that the offering they expect is me. They have high standards they hold me to. But the smallest thing, offering gratitude for their presence in my life, lighting a candle for them, feeding their continuing existence by my love and respect of them. That would be the offerings they would expect from me. I hope this answers the question that you were talking about beings in our circles. I'm looking forward to seeing who else responds to you on this one, Rob. It's an interesting one. Because I know this is different for every one of us. I like to see what this means to others who invite energy or entity to join or to attend their circles. I wish you mirth and reverence. Merry part.